pour me a cup of that Joe. Welcome to the Teacher's Lounge, baby. Let's start the show.
Looks like somebody slept on the pull-out couch last night.
Hey.
We sure did.
You got us.
Both y'all, Todd, Sam, both y'all slept on that couch last night?
Yeah, well, I mean, I had intended to do it alone, but then, Todd showed up, and I said, well, what's better than a little bit of warmth?
It looks like you guys kind of both rolled into the middle. The flattest portion is the middle.
Well, we got sandwiched by the futon pretty early in the night. It
Really?
folded up on
It
us.
folded up and closed.
Yeah.
Because when I came in here, I should have said I found you two closed up in the pull-out couch with somehow the cushions on it.
Yeah. It started out very scary, but it ended up being a fun little thing. We called it a Todd Taco, and we had a nice time with it.
Why weren't you involved in it, Sam? Why was it just a Todd Taco? Why wasn't
Because
Sam?
Sam doesn't fit, alliteration.
Okay. I get that.
Oh, I see. And he was on around you.
I was wrapped around him like
And
a
you were
soft flour tortilla. And he was on the inside like a meat and sour cream and lettuce.
Have you ever had a double-decker taco from Taco Bell? Mm-hmm. No, those are good.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry I'm not sharing, but I am eating one right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, we are rolling, it looks like.
Oh, we're rolling.
Yeah, we are rolling. Oops. Sorry about that, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the Teacher's Lounge. It's April 22nd, and this is the Teacher's Lounge, the first, best, and only podcast tackling issues relevant to the greater Hamilton High School community. I am, of course, Howard Levis, your biology teacher, joined by my three co-hosts. Guys, go ahead and introduce yourself again.
Todd Padre Theater.
Sam Weatherman, ASB, and car driving.
Bill Cravey, men's basketball coach and Spanish teacher.
That's right. Before we get into the show today, we have a guest coming on later. It's your lovely librarian, Miss Harriet Splooge. But before we get into that, we got a couple of announcements we need to make.
And that was... She changed her last name to that.
She did.
Correct?
Did. I believe
that's interesting.
I believe her original last name was Johnson.
Right.
Wait, but you mean she just married into it?
So she changed her last name
She's
from
Harriet Splooge Johnson now, I believe.
It is high.
Or I thought it was Johnson Splooge.
My mistake.
All right. Well, before we get into things today, we do have a couple of announcements we need to make for y'all. First of all, Mr. Agapian, your world history teacher, invites you all to the Greek Salad Festival this weekend.
He's supposed to be teaching world history, but he really focuses on Greece.
He does. And that's why he's invited you to the Greek Salad Festival this weekend. If you'd like to attend, just drop off a jar of olives with your name on them in his office.
Wait, you have to drop off olives to come to the Greek Salad Festival?
I believe it's a sort of exchange for a ticket situation. I don't know. You'll have to take it up with him.
That's
interesting.
Not
Well,
only
I think what they're doing is they're giving olives to poor Greek families around the city.
Oh, good.
It's kind of like a...
oh, that's nice. Has there been an olive shortage? Or
well, the olives have gotten much more expensive recently, and so it's really hit poor Mediterranean families pretty hard.
I see.
Yeah.
One other
On account of the Grexit.
Oh, is that also a thing? They're following in the British footsteps?
I think they went first, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really?
One other quick announcement. Sorry to cut that off, guys, but one more quick announcement before we get into it. The voting results on the contest to change the school mascot have been tallied, and the winner has been chosen with 604 votes. Our mascot will be This Is Gay.
Wow. I think there is a big administration problem because that should not stand.
No, it shouldn't.
That was a write-in, I'm assuming.
It was. Obviously, This Is Gay is not going to be one of the options.
Listen, this teased me off so much because we gave the students a serious opportunity to have a voice, and this is what they do. I ask you this, students, what does that mascot look like? Huh?
Yeah. I feel like it's going to end up being very offensive.
Yeah.
End up.
Just
It's starting off pretty offensive.
Yeah,
I'll
it
say.
is.
It's beginning offensive, and it can only get worse. And I'll tell you this, I know from experience that gay looks like a lot of different things, not just one thing.
No,
That's so true.
That's
Gay
true. That
comes
is
in
very
so
true.
many different shapes and sizes.
We all know what a falcon looks like, or a tiger, or a Spartan. No one knows what gay looks like. It
Yeah.
could be anything.
You're
Again,
getting
I know from experience.
You're pacing around holding the microphone.
Well, this infuriates me. You know, you try to trust students with one thing, and they come off and do something like this, and I'm just pissed. I'm pissed off.
I get it. I don't
Excuse
think
my
it will
language.
stand. I think our principal will probably take a stand on that and not make us actually change our mascot.
I do have to say, I mean, if all students wrote in one thing, that's pretty good organization. I mean,
Yeah, that
we got to
is
look
some-
at these students. At least they're getting behind something.
Yeah, I wonder who organized the "This Is Gay" write-in.
The next president of the United States.
He's
Guaranteed.
hateful, but he is organized.
Exactly.
It's true.
You
It's
need someone who people want to follow, and that's a weird thing to follow.
It's honestly scary to me. If
Yeah.
we got somebody with that sort of agenda in this school who's that good at organizing the student body, you never know what could happen. And
I'll say this. Let's turn a negative into a positive. Now, this is gay. Let's make it our mascot. Let's make it something y'all want to be. Let's make it a strapping man.
Yeah.
This is a buff, cool guy.
Right.
Let's give him a tattoo.
What does hair look like?
Oh, a faux hawk.
Yeah.
This is a bleach tip faux hawk. It's what we all wish we looked like
Yeah.
if we had the body and the
Oh,
style.
God. If I had the time to work out, oh, boy.
You're a busy guy.
Oh, yeah. I can't find the time. I got a gym membership I'm paying through the nose for, but I just can't seem to get there. They say it's all about routine. They say it's all about routine.
Yeah.
I just can't find the time after work.
And you're in fact overpaying for your membership, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I got what they called the bad deal.
They called it that.
Yeah.
And did you not see it coming?
Well, it's a challenge. It's a challenge from them saying, if you get this package, it is potentially
What
the
does
thing
the-
that gets you in the best shape of your life, but you're going to pay for it.
Let me ask what the bad deal includes, because it's obviously different hours, different entrances into the gym, different price.
They give the bad deal to people that they sort of see coming, if you know what I mean. They sort of say,
Well, you have a wrecked car at the gym.
What can I say?
So you
I'm a
crashed
mess.
into the pole at the gym,
Yeah.
and you walked in and said, "Give me a deal."
I walked in and said, I need help, right? And
Well, you
they
were
said,
hurt.
we know exactly why. Yeah, I was hurt. I was hurt bad.
I believe they refused to call an ambulance until you signed the bad deal.
Yeah, not the first time. Not the first time
What
someone
is
has
the bad
refused
deal?
to call an ambulance for me. The bad deal is you pay full price. It is $200 a month.
Okay.
$200 a month. But you get full access.
I go to that gym. I pay $34 a month.
Well, yeah, you got the good deal.
Okay, so you do get full access with the $200 at
You
least.
get full access.
And what
you
does
get
that mean?
Full trainers. Anytime that you walk in and you ask for something, they are likely to give it to you.
But they're counting on the fact that you're never going to come through those doors again.
Exactly. They saw me coming.
now, did you have to sign some sort of contract, like a long-term contract, or is this a thing you can kind of renew next year?
I'm signed on to a compound contract that goes for 4 years, and it compounds like interest monthly. So right now it's $200 a month. By the end of next year, it'll be $450 a month. And I'm locked into this thing.
And I heard you have to
Sam.
use the worst machines in the place.
Well, yeah, I have to use the worst machines available. If some of the bad machines are currently being used, I can upgrade to a good machine. But if there's an available machine, I have to start from the bottom.
Okay, I heard you. You only really have access to that one thing that looks like a grounded bike that just stretches your back out. That's
Yeah.
all you get access to.
Yeah, there's stiff pedals. They don't. They don't spin.
It is an actual grounded bike.
Yes, it is an old exercise bike that they have soldered the pedals on for people who actually get the bad deal. They don't want anybody using good machines, so
I'll tell you this. If I were you, I'd report these people to the Better Business Bureau because it sounds like you're getting screwed over the fence on this
It's
one.
true.
yeah, I think you're right. Getting screwed over a fence is just the worst.
All right. Well, I hope you get that figured out in some fashion, Sam, because it sounds like you're going to be spending a lot of money for not a lot of results, if you ask me.
Yeah, I've gained 5 pounds.
Do they
Only
feed you
5.
while you're there?
Huh?
Did they feed you while
Oh, yeah,
you're
they
there?
make you eat quesadillas.
Oh,
That's part of the bad deal.
interesting. Wow. Well, also, guys, Mr. Cravey, you got to tell us about this game we had this week.
Oh my gosh! Well, chalk one more up in the loss category. Got another loss, and as you know, the other team did have food. All of them had food poisoning at the time of the game, and we still lost.
I heard this one was close, though, right?
Well, if you consider being beaten 104-7 close,
Yeah.
I mean, we did score 7 points.
Which is good. That's good. That's great.
Yeah.
Trying to put a positive light in this, but I do not in any way under the sun see that as close. That's a rout. You guys got routed.
Is that true?
Yeah,
well,
you got
I mean,
whomped.
I don't know. I think I was
Right.
proud of my boys for scoring those 7, and it almost seemed as if the food poisoning is the secret to basketball for the other team, because while they were, excuse me,
Zoom.
thank you, while they were defecating themselves, they were still scoring good points, and I would like to take responsibility for food poisoning the other team right now. I was in a blind rage after the first half.
Now, was this another lasagna? We've heard that you've used a lasagna against the team before.
Well, I typically bring big trays of food to throw at the refs if they call a bad call against me. And I had brought a lasagna about 6 weeks ago, and I had forgotten about it. I didn't end up using it, throwing at the refs. So I fed that lasagna, which was very old, to the other team.
I'm thinking about this right now, and to me, from every angle, this sounds like a bad scheme, because you got to get a team of basketball players to eat a bunch of lasagna at halftime.
Yeah, how do you convince 10, 11 guys from a neighboring school to
These
eat
are smart, young,
a whole
sharp
lasagna?
16, 17-year-old men.
Well, you guys have seen that Gatorade coolers are opaque, right?
Yeah, I have seen that.
I've seen
yeah,
that.
I
We've all
suppose I
noticed.
have. I never thought about it, but yeah, I have seen that.
They're opaque. All you got to do is throw some Gatorade powder in there, water, bunch of old bad lasagna, and all they need is maybe 2 sips and go, what the heck is wrong with this? But you got them then.
So you mean to tell me you dissolved that old lasagna in some Powerade or Gatorade in a
Yep.
cooler, and they drank it, and it
I
worked
put
out?
it in there. I put it in their locker room. We ran. They were tired coming in, and they all sipped down that lasagna.
So you trusted that they'd be tired getting into the locker room before they'd played any. You didn't put it in the cooler that was out by the floor. You put it in the locker room.
No, in the
cooler.
locker room cooler.
I'll say this. In a pinch, I've had old lasagna, and I've had lasagna covered in Gatorade powder, but I have never had old lasagna covered in Gatorade powder, and that just seems like a deadly mix.
It is.
For a
It is.
16-year-old stomach or a 72-year-old stomach.
I was so mad after we lost that game. I started a very believable rumor that all of the refs are members of ISIS.
That is pretty believable.
Believable, yeah.
Because the refs have that look. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Refs
yeah.
have that look of like, you don't like them up top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if all of ISIS wore black and white striped shirts, it
It'd be
would
a lot
make
easier to
sense
catch
me.
them.
Because that was, and I was
Also easier to insult them.
Absolutely. Hey, zebra, stop blowing up our buildings.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
We're talking about ISIS in a referee shirt,
And the war against ISIS is a war of words. I mean, you can fight battles all day long with your guns, germs, and steel, but what I need is words. And if
Yeah.
you insult them to their core,
If you could get all of ISIS on the dais at a Comedy Central roast,
Which we
they'd
got
be
close.
done.
If only we could.
We did get close.
we got
Will you send a couple of strongly worded emails, right, Todd?
sure. I sent some roast emails
to ISIS?
to ISIS
At Gmail.
AOL. No, are they on Gmail?
They're probably.
Son of a bitch.
Did you send it to AOL, Todd?
Wait a second. You said you got close. Who was responding to you?
Well, so
Did
they
it
kept,
tur-
it was someone who kept signing their emails Isabel Smith. So
That's not ISIS. That's
and she
That's
at the bottom,
Izzy S.
That's Izzy S.
come to think of it. Isabel does work the pharmacy at the Rite Aid in town, so that could be her.
Oh dear God. Okay,
You're in there
well
all
I'm
the
gonna have to
time.
go in there. Yeah, I gotta find a new pharmacy.
Man, that's heartbreaking because you've already been turned away from a couple.
I've been turned away from a few pharmacies. I have,
And that takes a lot
you might call
because
a
you
blood thinner addiction.
Yeah, you're addicted to Tylenols.
That's correct. I won't buy them over the counter.
Wait, why didn't you buy them over the counter? Is it too weak?
It's too weak. I need the good stuff from the pharmacist. I need my blood. I need my blood to be wafer thin.
I didn't want to say anything, but the other day when you stubbed your toe, it didn't stop bleeding for 6 hours.
Well, that's correct.
It was, in fact, shooting out, very watery.
Well, that was after I had gone on a bit of a bender the night before.
Oh, man.
Things aren't going so well at home or with my one-man show right now. Mm-hmm. And when things get tough and you can't get paint to sip on, I go for something else, which is blood thinner. And
you are wreaking havoc on your body. I mean, you're addicted to drinking paint. You got to quit this play. It's tearing your life apart. But this is great fodder for his one-man show.
Absolutely. I feel like Heath Ledger. I'm really getting into character for the show, and I think I'm going to.
Well, you're getting into character for a show you're the character.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, at this point, I don't know if it's life imitating art or art imitating life.
Interesting.
For example, I wrote a scene where I.
You wrote a scene?
Correct. I'm writing the whole play.
He's writing the whole play.
Oh,
The theater, all of the theater students are putting this play on. I'm starring in it by myself.
And the students are on stage as an applauding audience.
Yeah, so can I ask you a question? When you say they're putting on a play, but you're starring in it by yourself, how are they putting it on?
Well, they're playing the audience, which, as we say in the theater...
But there will be an audience.
Well, knock on wood. The play is taking place the same night as prom. And so I'm worried that a lot of people are going to be at prom. I'm kind of running a counter campaign, hoping that some people will come to my play instead of prom.
You'll maybe get some passersby because it'll be at the auditorium while the prom is happening.
The auditorium is technically on the way to the prom.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it is. I had that planned perfectly. I had them move prom to the west end on the other side of town, so you have to pass the auditorium to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But
is that that's the Crest, the big auditorium on 6th?
Yeah, it's the Crest White Strips auditorium. And
that was formerly the Colgate Auditorium?
Yeah, that was the Colgate Auditorium. Well, no, I'm sorry, the Cold Gate Auditorium. Not related to the toothpaste.
Oh, I see.
Anywho, art's imitating life in this play, and let's just say the character in the play is going on a bit of a downward spiral, and so am I.
I didn't want to mention it, but I did see you getting led away from the ball game the other night in handcuffs by some police officers. What was happening there, Todd?
Well, unfortunately, I still call her my wife, but legally she's my ex-wife now. She has, I hate to say this, but very much moved on.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and there's the problem. She was at the game with her new boyfriend, and I have
strong guy. That guy.
Yeah, he could be the This Is Gay mascot. Mm-hmm. This guy looked like a positive image of a gay man. I wish he was gay.
Sure.
But based on the public displays of affection I was seeing between him and my wife.
Aggressive public displays.
Absolutely. A little too much for a high school basketball game, if you ask me.
At one point, I looked up from my blind rage on the court, and I saw him topless.
Yeah. Well, he was fighting through his food poisoning. Because you might know he was the center for the basketball team that defeated us.
Right. That's why he was so big and strong. He's a high school athlete.
He's a young, beautiful, strapping man who's dating your wife. Your ex-wife, sorry.
To me, he looked like he was 93 years old, but everybody else has said he looks young and beautiful, and that I have some sort of cognitive dissonance going on because I can't stand the fact that my wife is now dating a 17-year-old college basketball prospect.
And that guy's funny, too.
Yeah, he had some hilarious roasts.
Man, I couldn't believe they gave him the mic at halftime and just let him go to town on you. That 17-year-old tore you apart.
He
through his sickness.
I thought I was watching Don Rickles again.
Yeah.
Stature and everything.
Yeah.
The bull came out, they played his song, and he went to town on you.
And I was, first of all, I had no line of defense. I was flummoxed because I'm expecting a halftime show, and instead, a 17-year-old high school basketball center is roasting me like he's Rickles, and I'm some fat guy in a Hawaiian shirt in the audience, which I'm only one of.
Yeah, you weren't wearing a Hawaiian shirt at all.
No, sir. Well, he took his shirt off, and I tried to go toe to toe with him. Anyway. Things ended up getting physical, and he beat me up pretty bad. But I instigated it, so the cops ended up taking me away, which is kind of a public humiliation because I did miss a tech rehearsal the next morning for the play.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine feeling like you're letting those high schoolers down. 32 kids sitting there in their audience
with literally nothing
costumes,
to do.
with nothing to applaud.
No, yeah, your audience costumes, that's just their regular clothes, right?
Well, yeah, I have them kind of picking a character for the audience.
And they're kind of thumbing through a program.
Yeah, which they're providing themselves.
I couldn't believe, of everything that happened at this game, halftime really cooled off when we got back to that second half.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Levi's, I'm going with the jeans name. I know that's what it is.
I'm trying to distance. I don't think we've talked about that.
Legally, how does your name have an apostrophe and be spelled exactly like the Jean Company?
Legally?
Yeah.
That's my family. It's my family name. We've decided
So your family last name is Levis, Levi apostrophe S, not Levi's.
Why do you say Levis?
Because I do try to distance myself from the family fortune. I don't want to have anything based on something that wasn't earned by me. If you understand what I'm saying.
I see.
By that, I want to make a name for myself, and I figured if I went out in the world and I said, "Oh, hello, my name's Howard Levi's," people would be like, "The Jean Company, here's everything you'd ever want."
You got to take some of that money. I mean, you're not doing
not a
that
penny.
well.
No,
I think people would first go,
I don't need it.
Hold on, Levi's is the last name? I thought that was a man's first name made possessive and put on the jeans.
No.
They would have many questions before that, I think.
But they would, and I would have answers for all those questions. No, that is my family's last name. We are the Levi's. The family, our family name is Levi's. My father's name is Milton Levi's. My mother's name is Sandra Levi's.
Now, what's her maiden name, though? She wasn't a Levi's.
Guess.
Do you want us to guess?
No.
Her
last name is Guess.
Wow. So that's two huge Jean companies coming together as one.
And you're denying all of that family money.
Absolutely zero. I haven't taken.
You live very frugal.
Frugally, of course I do. Yes, I very small house. I don't eat very much, if at all.
But you were into the tiny house thing before the whole tiny house boom, right? You don't have one of those cool tiny houses where everything is tucked away just perfect. Your house is just
it's a lot of stuff packed into a small house.
I lived in a 3-bedroom by myself before I moved into my tiny house. Kept all my stuff, didn't want to part with any of it. So I've got three bedrooms worth of furniture and appliances and belongings, all in a tiny micro house.
A micro house?
Yes.
You made history as the only episode that was a crossover episode of tiny houses and hoarders, correct?
Yes. Unfortunately, they were never able to take any video from inside of my home because there's actually no room for anyone to go in.
And wasn't there a brief, and this didn't make the episode, but the next bus drove by and somebody just nexted you?
Yes. If you'll watch season 13, episode 9 of Next.
On MTV.
On
MTV show where
MTV show, yes.
Someone's on a bus and then people come on to take a date, and at any point the dater can say next and just pass.
So you were just nexted without having the opportunity in the first place?
Yes, I was nexted in concept, it seems.
He didn't even go on the bus.
No,
some girl just leaned out the window of a bus and went, next!
That's gotta hurt.
No, I understand that I'm an acquired taste, which is why my mayoral campaign is not going so well right now.
Oh, yes.
And so I understand that there's certain people who see me and they don't think I want to get to know that guy. I don't want to be a part of that guy's life. So I understand that.
People.
Well, you did
What's
have...
that supposed to mean?
I mean, that's...
Are you trying to say no one likes me, no one cares about me, no one wants me?
You're falsely humble.
Me?
Yeah. Me?
No.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Falsely humble.
From here on out, I'll be making eye contact with the person I'm speaking to.
Oh,
That's
okay.
confusing.
All right.
Me? You think I'm falsely humble?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
I mean, this whole thing of changing your name, not accepting any of your money. I mean, it seems like you want everyone to know that you're poor. That house is so tiny that you have to notice it when you're driving by it on the street.
You drive through the town a very smoky tractor. It almost looks like you're going the other way to prove how poor you are.
I don't. I think I'm living within my means.
It's just like when you see a politician from the city go down to the South and wear blue jeans or Levi's tucked into some sort of cowboy shirt and a cowboy hat. It's like, that ain't you.
That ain't you.
This ain't you, okay?
Well, what do y'all think I am? Why don't you tell me what you think I am? What am I presenting that's false?
I mean, you're from blue jean royalty, and I wish you'd own up to it. That's how you were raised. That's how the rest of your family is. For being in the world of theater, I'm all about finding your own personal truth, and that's kind of what you need.
Absolutely.
Okay. That is true.
I mean, maybe that is true. You know, I think I have spent a lot of my life distancing myself from the sort of people and places that I was created in and created by.
I think you were created in being your mother.
Yeah.
You were created in her.
Yes, I've distanced myself from her and my father.
I think if you embrace that and you let people in on that, your campaign would go a lot better. I mean,
nobody wants to vote for the poorest person in town.
Yeah, John Kerry's wife owns ketchup.
That's true.
And that was a huge part of his campaign. He was always dipping fries in ketchup.
Now, let's watch out. I think every time we say ketchup, we have to pay money to her.
Is that true?
Just for saying
Because of the
ketchup?
brand.
All
It's
right.
like the birthday song.
Yeah.
By 2 Chainz?
Yeah.
It's your birthday.
Which is what we sing at school, and we have to pay 2 Chainz every time it's someone's birthday and we sing that song.
Well, maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe y'all are right. Maybe I should
think it's
sort of
a little weird when we are singing to a middle schooler and all of the teachers in unison say, "All I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe."
Well, the students love it, so...
It gets them. It gets
And the
them
teachers
involved.
don't mind it either, believe you me.
They do when you slap their butt. Todd. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to Todd. I'm looking at him, pointing at him.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if we sing YMCA, you do the YMCA. If we sing happy and you know it, clap your hands. You clap your hands. But if you sing big booty hoe, you can't find a big booty hoe and slap her butt. I guess I'm just a little confused on what the etiquette is to which songs we act out and which we don't.
All right,
I
my
think
bad.
it's the issue of objectification there, Todd.
I'll objectify a man if he's a big booty hoe too. I don't care.
I think we got to limit our use of the word hose on this.
Oh, you sound like my fucking wife.
Okay, come on, Todd. Let's calm down a little bit, all right? Let's calm down. Let's everybody calm down. Take a deep
You're
breath.
pacing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Todd,
sorry. I
grab a
apologize.
seat, Todd.
And I've been admitted. Take your wife's photo off of the dartboard in here, please.
Oh, okay, fine. Here, I'll go here.
No,
It's
you're
down.
throwing a dart. You're throwing a dart.
Is it on, you're lighting that dart on fire?
Yeah, I'll hit her. Hold on a second.
Nobody asked you to hit your
Stop
wife
it.
with a dart, Todd.
Sit down.
Oh.
Sit down.
All right.
That's not what this podcast is about. Oh, good God.
Oh, he's stuck in the couch.
Oh, another Todd Co.
All right, guys. Good grief. Let's take a deep breath. How about we were letting ourselves go here. Let's take a deep breath here.
Sometimes we spin out.
And that was an instance of that. We spun out a little bit there, but we're going to get back on track here because we have a very special guest in the Teacher's Lounge today, everyone. You all know her as your lovely librarian. She's been working at this school for a very long time, and she's here to talk to you guys a little bit. And her name is Miss Harriet Splooge. Harriet, how you doing today?
Hi, y'all.
Hey, Harriet.
Hi.
Oh, you're telling us to shush and keep it down.
Oh, keep quiet now. No loud voices in the lounge. No, I'm just playing. I'm not serious. I'm just joking.
Hey, you guys just finished up a book fair. How did that go?
Oh, it went well. I tell you, it didn't go well.
Aww.
These kids aren't buying books.
You're kidding me.
Well, we had no one, basically no one stopped by the library during the book fair because, the computer labs shut down during the book fair.
Yeah.
And so almost no one was coming to the library.
I did hear the posters sold out. The
Oh,
posters.
yeah, we had a bunch of posters of Avril Lavigne.
Who?
Avril Lavigne.
Avril
Oh.
Lavigne. You
Yeah,
know, she's a
she's-
skater
Now,
girl.
what'd she write? That's all right. Cough right into the microphone so we know when you're done. You keep going, and we'll know when you're done.
Okay.
I think I'm done.
Good. Now, what'd she write again? I don't know
She
her
wrote.
books.
She didn't write any books.
No.
She writes music. She writes.
Oh,
she
the
was
books
a
of the
skate.
ears.
Skater
I love
boy.
to skate. And
Everything has an
eight.
8. Hate. It replaces the A.
Oh, that sounds like the
right.
opposite you want for when you're teaching kids to
No, I
read.
know. And you know what? To be honest, those posters are a little dated.
Yeah.
So I was surprised that they went as fast as they went, like hotcakes. But nobody bought any books.
Not a single one. Now, is it an issue where the kids want they want them on their Kindles or their iPhones or iPads?
I don't know what the issue is. I just don't think kids. I don't know. You know, I've been the librarian here for 12 years, and over the years, those students, like, no one just comes in to check out a book or to study anymore. Everyone comes in to use the Wi-Fi or use the internet or make out or hook up in the corner in the resource section.
You know, now that I think about it, I have noticed that every year it seems like the hate and vitriol for books just goes up and up and up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, a guy like me, I love a play. I'll read a play all day.
Oh, well, that's a form of literature.
All right, so I can get a play in the library?
Of course. We've
Well, I'm
got
gonna
a
have to
drama
stop down there.
section. Well, please do. I'd love to see you down
I thought
there.
it was just books and all this. You know, have you thought of maybe trying to make reading kind of sexier for students in some sort of way?
I have, but
You
I tell
have
you
that-
what, I can't think of anything beyond that one
That
thing
program,
I tried. The program I
the
tried.
program you tried to make books
That
sexy
was-
got out of control.
It did. I was, you know, I thought, how can I make it sexy? And I thought, put my body on things or put my body near things and take pictures. So I did. I took a bunch of pictures with books.
And the website you created did get popular, just not with the sort of group of people you wanted it to.
No, not with the student body. No. I was actually called into the principal's office and told
the teacher was called in.
Told to take that down.
So I remember walking by the principal's office. It was a lot of sullen-looking students with their heads down that looked like they were in trouble, and then you right in the middle, like you were about to get punished too.
And
you got detention for that, right?
I got detention. I had to do a week's worth of detentions after school.
And you had to clean the fleet of buses?
I did have to clean the fleet of buses with my toothbrush. It was, yeah, and then I had to brush my teeth with
15
that
buses.
toothbrush.
Wow, that's down at the big regional.
It was awful.
The regional station, right, where they keep all the buses.
That's right. It wasn't the school buses. It was just the
city
regional-
buses.
The city buses.
Whoa!
You had to clean all the city buses.
Which
I was just trying to make reading sexy.
yeah, and that's a tough coincidence because a lot of the types of people that ride those buses are the same types of people that like seeing a scantily clad librarian on top of books. So a lot of those people recognized you, the drivers and the passengers.
Oh, yeah, because these buses were actually still in.
Oh yeah, I cleaned them
route.
while they were on the road. That's right. I was hanging on to the undercarriage.
Kind of like how you would clean the side of a building, the windows.
That's right. And I was swinging from side to side, just, you know, swiping and wiping as I went with my toothbrush.
Let's do this because a lot of times, you know, with a movie or something like that or a book, I say, I'm not going to take a chance on this. This could take too much time. If the students don't want to take a chance on a book, what's a surefire home run book that you think they could read that they'll all love?
Oh, gosh. Well, you know, I would say, I don't know. I mean, you know, based on their interest, the internet and touching each other, I would say I would recommend maybe 50 Shades of Grey or something.
Oh,
Okay.
Now,
That's
I read
what
that
I
book. I read that book and loved it.
You did.
I loved that book.
Well, it's very poorly written.
I know, and I think that's why I loved it. It sort of like attacks you in your like lizard brain. You
So
know,
you
the
kinda-
brain.
well,
you
that's
get to just kind of
true.
veg out and experience.
Play like you didn't jerk it to that book. Play like you didn't. Jerk.
Play
I'll tell you
like
something.
it.
No, I believe. I mean, you're into poor writing. That's the same reason you read Playboy too, right?
Yeah, I've also
Bad prose.
I like poorly constructed sentences.
And you read all
that are-
the interviews in Maxim.
I do.
Are those poorly written?
God.
Yes. Imagine that just the dumbest man decided to write for too long.
Imagine There's already 55 takes on Jessica Biel out there, and now this guy has to write an original one and also prove that he's a writer. It's going to be bad, and he's going to try to have an opinion that is garbage.
There's just so much bad writing out there.
There really is.
Maybe
That's
why kids
true.
aren't interested. Have you ever tried writing something that's good?
Well, I tried to do like another program. I tried, didn't get much attention, but my nudie photos got a lot of attention. But what didn't get a lot.
I'm sorry,
of attention,
just real quick. Is booktease.biz still live on the internet?
Oh, no, booktease.biz is not, but booktease.angelfire is.
Oh, okay, good.
If you
So the
wanna
Angel
check
Fire
that
website's
out.
there, but
Yeah, I was able to switch it over.
What
to
I
a
like is
different
it's basically
server.
the same content, but it loads much slower now on Angel Fire, and the website is much harder to look at on your phone.
It's got a lot of fun little gifs and things
Yeah.
on there.
sorry,
So what
back
went
to that
worse?
program.
Well, another program that I tried to sort of reach out to kids was I would do a line of poetry a day. And I would put it up outside the library. I would write a line of poetry a day to try to reach out, and then sometimes when that didn't work, I just scream it down the hallway when they were in class. I don't know if y'all heard.
I
me,
heard
but-
you scream of the trees.
That's right. That
and
was
it was
one,
out of
yeah.
context.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I need help developing a program to reach out to these kids. I tried to get at them with my tits. I tried to get at them with my poetry. I tried to do
okay.
so many things,
It's
and
okay.
I just
It's all right.
can't
It's
do
all right.
it.
It's all right.
It's not okay.
It's not your responsibility to make kids read. You're just there if they want to.
That's one of the great commonalities of all of us teachers, right? We realize we try our best, but the kids mostly do not listen to us. They do not like us, and they do not support
It's
our
not
ideas.
my
That is
responsibility to make basketball players better at basketball.
It's not my responsibility to teach kids to drive when I'm doing driver's ed.
I think that is your responsibility, and I
Well.
think that's your responsibility too.
No, I'm there if they want to play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you have the keys.
I will say this: as teachers, we do have knowledge. We do give kids knowledge. We can give them what we know.
A little.
But
That's
what
right.
we can really, all we can really do is facilitate them learning. You know what I mean? Well, you can't force a kid to like something.
Right.
You can't force a kid to
That's right.
to accept something into their brain, but you can present it to them and hope that they
Now,
take
you know what?
it.
You can force a kid to do whatever you want.
I don't know, Todd.
How would you do that,
Well,
Todd?
you just got to show them that it's fun by doing it in a fun way yourself. Like, words can be fun. Hey, here's an example. Let's play a fun word game.
I would love that. I love
On
word
a
games.
Todd's word games.
All right. Now, I'm going to say a word, and you just say whatever word it makes you think of.
Okay.
I had to do this during my sabbatical when I was away.
And this
at
is
the
just for the
hospital.
librarian.
Yeah,
'cause it obviously.
let's do this one time for Miss Splooge.
Splooge. And then
Oh,
we'll-
yeah. You changed your last name
I
from
did.
Johnson to Splooge.
No,
talk about
it
that.
actually it wasn't. Johnson was my original maiden name, and then I married Eddie Cum, and then I changed it to Splooge.
Oh,
So
This time,
for
Johnson
briefly-
plus Spooge equals cum. You kind of did a math last name change.
Well,
So
I don't,
your
I
last
don't
name
know.
was Cum, and you changed it to Splooge.
It was originally Johnson. Then I married Eddie Cum, and then we split up. We got annulled,
Oh,
Right.
my
and
mistake.
then
at least you got annulled. That's nice.
You were
That's right.
together for 5
That's
years.
right. Well, yes, but we were only married for a month.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we were together for 5 years, married for a month.
I see. Well, that
Annulment
clears it up.
means that basically you were never technically married because you didn't have sex with each other. Is that right?
Annulment means that's right.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a dissolve. Wait,
Todd.
did you just get a little?
You just get turned on,
yeah,
Todd?
we just saw a little rise.
Hey,
in
Todd, this is good. This is interesting. I mean, you could go on a date with Miss
Oh my
Splooge.
goodness!
Well, this
What
is
would I do?
humiliating.
What would I do?
You-
What would I do?
Oh my God.
Well, you guys are both very red.
She's stiff on the floor. She's laying down on the floor.
I just got
she's nexted you.
I just got freaking nexted. And I didn't know.
sorry.
Well, I could
Sorry,
relate
Todd.
to you, Mr. Levis, now.
Oh,
All right, sorry, what
so
is
we're
that?
not actually playing the game show. We're using the studio right now. You're gonna have to wait outside.
A 18-year-old from UC Santa Barbara just walked in trying to. I guess he walked by and heard what we were saying next, and he wanted to
Oh
audition for
well,
the show.
please
Sorry.
wait for me outside.
No, there's-
So this
I
word
think
game,
I'm-
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is just, I'll say a word and you say the first word that pops into your mind. And this is how a lot of writers can kind of come up with an idea for a book title.
This.
Okay.
This is so fun.
Yeah, so we can try to come up with a book title here, all right?
Okay.
All right. So, flat.
Chest.
Great. Sandwich.
Me.
Huge.
Tomato.
These are interesting.
Right. Now, that's 3 possible book ideas right there. How fun is
So
that?
chest,
Flat chest, sandwich me, or huge tomato. Now, I'd read any one of those books.
Now,
if I
huge
was,
tomato sounds pretty
Huge
interesting.
tomato sounds like it could be some kind of sci-fi thing. Flat chest. I don't know what the plot of that would be.
It's certainly.
What?
It sounds like it could kind of be like a story of some pirates looking for gold. You know.
But
Yeah,
the
maybe.
chest is too flat.
Maybe that's the pirate's name. His name's Flat.
Oh, flat.
Flat chest.
And so flat hides a chest.
Flat hides a chest, and then some explorers are going to look for it.
So now I'd play this game with students. No one comes into the library. I can't just corner a student in the hallway and force them to play.
Well, you keep trying such interesting things. I'm sure one of these things is going to bring kids in. I mean, you almost had them with the hot corn stand.
Well, that blew up. That literally blew up in my face.
Had
burnt the whole nonfiction section down in the library.
I had to go to the principal's office again.
Now,
that's your second strike, too.
That's your second strike. If you go back, you will get corporal punishment. Is that what I've heard?
Yes, I'll get corporal punishment, and then I'll get expelled, and I'll have to submit again next semester.
It's
they'll
interesting.
let you back in?
It is interesting to me at this school. The faculty punishment policies are exactly the same as student punishment policies. You guys remember?
Yeah, corporal punishment's open to anybody.
Yeah. And even down to, you guys remember last year when I accidentally was parking in the wrong parking spot for 3 weeks? You know what my punishment was?
What?
I had to write 1,000 sentences. That just said,
I will not park in the
Mr.
wrong
Levis
space.
will not park in a space that does not belong to him.
You know
on
what I
the
think those
blackboard.
sentences should have been? I will not use a handicapped person's spot.
Okay.
Y'all, I got water bugs in my house.
Now, those are not typical to it be in a house. They're not bed bugs at all. These are big bugs.
Yeah, water bugs.
They're generally in standing water, right?
Well, they can be or they can't be.
Oh.
Well, where
So are you
yours?
saying they have? Because without water, they die. So are you saying there's a bunch of
I don't
dead
know.
water bugs in your house?
I don't know.
Is your bathtub filled up
With what?
with water and bugs?
No, my bathtub's only filled up with water when I take a bath or a shower.
Oh, so you fill your
fill it up
bathtub
when
up
you're taking
and
a
you
shower?
wade around in it?
Yeah, I like
That's
to
not how
feel
that
like I'm
works.
in a waterfall.
And of course, everyone's favorite part of the waterfall is the water sitting at their feet all still.
The hot,
Can I
soapy
tell
water.
y'all something?
Yes.
Up until a little while ago, this won't be broadcast anywhere, will it?
Unfortunately, it will be.
Not
will.
broadcast.
Go ahead.
Not
Here's the
broadcast.
thing is we want people to hear teachers and faculty as they talk. So don't censor yourself.
All right. Well, if it'll get more brains in that library, then I'll happily do it.
Good.
Sometimes when I take a bath, and I've got a little glass of wine with me, and I'm reading a book like Jane Eyre.
Never heard of that.
Please stop by the library. I'd love to give y'all that book. It's very good.
Sorry.
Anyway, and I'm sitting there and I'm reading my book. Sometimes, and let's say I have to go pee. I won't get up out of the tub to go pee. I just pee in the tub.
Are you submerged at this point?
Yeah, I'm submerged. I just pee in it, and I just won't. And then I'll just.
You just won't?
get
Listen,
up out of
Harriet,
bed and
that's
forget-
fine. I mean, what we're talking, 1 pee in there? That's not a big deal.
You mean?
In the tub?
You just pee
just
once.
one pee?
You just pee once.
No. This happens. I swear to God, every time I take a bath.
No, I mean like when you're in there, you just pee once, right?
No. Whenever I have to pee, you don't just pee once.
Yeah, and you
in the
just pee,
evening.
right? You don't poop.
Well,
So,
Okay.
what you wanted to...
Miss
I
Harriet.
got water bugs.
All
I
right.
need help.
Miss Harriet.
Miss Splooge, I think you need help with something else.
You cannot.
What you need is a newly single man in your life.
Well, I'd be interested in that.
Are you talking about me getting a divorce?
Eddie Cum screwed me over a fence.
Oh, been there.
Literally,
Dear God, I've been
figuratively, metaphorically, emotionally, mentally.
Wow.
Well, speaking of, speaking of,
No.
No,
You
speaking
said
of
Miss
literally.
Harriet.
Was this over the fence at your house?
No, this was over a fence. Over a fence on the edge of a cow pasture.
One of those barbed wire ones.
Oh,
Ooh, it hurt.
got Miss Harriet.
Ooh, it hurt.
I don't think you should be pooping and peeing your own bath.
Whoa!
Yeah, don't judge her. I think Miss Splooge is a very strong woman who's dealing with a lot.
You
I'll say
Dealing
this.
with a whole lot.
need help with my water bugs.
Exactly.
Students, if you want to see a woman who wades in her own filth all day, stop by the library anytime during
It's
school
not all
hours.
day.
Or when she's reading Jane Eyre, and go by
Jane Hare, good Lord. Air.
Jane Eyre. Go by, check her out, see the library, and maybe pick up a book while you're down
That'd be
there.
wonderful. Please, Dave.
Yeah. Jan Eyre is good. I've heard it's good.
Speaking of good things, guys, prom is right around the corner.
Ooh.
That's right.
Now, did everybody pick up their prom tickets?
I hope you did. They're going fast.
They're going
well,
fast.
from what I understand, I did get an update from Miss Holloway.
Because we said everyone go to her classroom over lunch, all 4,000 of you
Yeah.
in the school.
It does look like everyone did storm her classroom, and I believe she ended up with 2 broken ankles in the affair.
No.
Oh my God! Did the basketball team go in there?
Awful.
I believe it was as far as I can tell, every student went in there and got their prom tickets.
There
so-
better not have been a dang theater student in there, because they'll be sitting in the audience starring in my play on prom night.
But won't they? You're going to let them go to prom, though, after the
It
performance.
depends how much applause we get, length of show, how much I have to improvise within the show,
Why-
whether I'm feeling it or not, whether they.
So your show's pretty loose. You can get some heavy applause up top and kind of cut it short happy.
Absolutely. Oh, if I get a heavy applause early on in the show, I'll come out for bows and I'll call it a day.
I saw your play 2 years ago, and you got a big warm reception, and you called it. It was about 15 seconds long the whole night.
Yeah, well, I enter that play always starts with me entering a la Kramer, kind of expecting a big applause from the audience. Normally, I did it to
man.
crickets, but one night they applauded just out of, I think, instinct from seeing
Right.
someone enter like
Now,
Kramer.
do you still hold the record for worst play ever?
Well, I've been kind of emailing back and forth with the Guinness Book people about that.
And what email is that you've been emailing?
Yeah, what's that email address? I'd love to email them about my water bugs.
I've been doing gbook at AOL.com.
That's what you've been doing?
Yeah, that's who I've been
And
emailing
who's
back and forth.
responding to you?
What's that?
Is someone responding to you?
Yeah. A man who claims to be a country star who misspelled his original email.
That maybe Garth Brooks?
So he
No.
You might be emailing Garth Brooks.
So he-
Look.
he went in. So we think Garth Brooks' email is gbook at AOL, and he
I don't think so.
misspelled it.
I'm definitely emailing back and forth with a man named Garth Brooks, but I am hoping he works for the Guinness Book of World Records. Now, he has claimed a lot. There were a few times when he forwarded my emails and I got a response from C. Gaines at AOL.com.
Yeah.
his alter ego, Chris Gaines, probably.
I was assuming it was maybe the assistant at the Guinness Book. But I've been emailing them back and forth because I've been trying to get them to come and give me best play. And I've been telling them, if you want to see the worst play of 2016, the worst play ever written, it's much worse than mine. Go to Broadway and check out The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. There was not one dog in that play. It was poorly advertised, poorly acted, and I was barking from the audience to let them know.
I don't know if they evaluate things as subjective as is it a good play or not.
Yeah, it's more like longest play, hottest play.
Well,
hottest play. You do hold the record for hottest play.
That's right.
That's right. Well, my Katrina play.
Oh boy.
We really turned it up in there so that people could feel what it was like to be one of those people.
There was the room was outlined with sauna rocks.
Yeah, we had sauna rocks on the outside, swamp cooler on the inside.
Swamp cooler.
It was pumping hot air from outside in, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
That was the play where the riot broke out, right?
Yes. Well, a riot broke out because
a tired riot.
Everyone was pretty exhausted, and I came out as Donald Trump. Or, did I say Trump? I meant Rumsfeld. I got Trump on the brain. I came out as Donald Rumsfeld doing Billy Crystal's jazz man character, and people found it so confusing.
It's confusing just you saying that.
So they didn't riot because they were angry about the content. They rioted because they were so confused.
They were so confused that the human instinct when you're at peak confusion is anger and mob mentality.
And it was so hot they were throwing slow punches. It was all tired.
Well, Guinness had it in there as the slowest massacre in this.
It was a massacre?
Some people were killed.
Oh my God, a slow massacre.
That's right. Our Karl Rove was murdered, unfortunately. His understudy was excited about that. But.
Good Lord, Todd, you've had this whole other life. You should write a book called Huge Tomato.
The understudy well, I certainly hope your students don't go, or your audience members go to prom. But I'm happy to let the basketball team go because that'll be after our big region game.
We don't need to get tickets because we're chaperones.
No, we are
right?
at the moment. We're all going to be chaperoning that prom.
So.
Obviously, Todd will find a sub, hopefully, to chaperone for him.
Todd, just show up. I bet you'll get a big applause. You'll end that thing early and just walk across the hall.
Yeah, once they throw a bunch of roses at you and you get all your bouquets, come over to the prom.
Bring them.
Bring them.
Bring your bouquets.
Students, if you want to see me chaperoning prom, which I know you do, go ahead and come to the play first. Untitled first half, a one-man show. Second half is the title. I'm still looking for the first half title.
Now, Todd, I don't think they come to the prom to see the chaperones, to see what the chaperones do at it.
Huh. Well, we'll see.
Well, they better get ready because Miss Splooge is going to make a scene.
Now,
always do, Miss Splooge.
Now we know that there is another one of these sort of student votes contests to decide the theme of the prom this year.
Unfortunately, there is a write-in portion, but
yes, and we're just we'll take this opportunity to please ask students, don't write in something silly. Pick from the ones that you have as actual options. The prom committee is going to work really hard on putting together an amazing prom for you guys. You, of course, what are the four? It's Under the Sea is one of them. Disney which is more of an umbrella.
Another one is Ariel
and Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving.
So
Under the Sea.
I think we got four pretty good choices this year. Yeah. An earthy one,
three
nice
that
cool
feel
one.
very similar, and then one outlier.
Yeah, and that's good. What do y'all even think? I mean, if I'm thinking about what a Thanksgiving prom even looks like, I mean, we're not talking like first Thanksgiving.
That's what I'm assuming.
I think so.
I mean, are we talking like
Puritan,
typical Thanksgiving with my relatives, just people yelling at each other and
whatever
turkeys burnt?
Thanksgiving means to you,
the
right?
first true Thanksgiving. We're talking bad blankets,
bad blankets.
Yes.
What it's most famous for the first Thanksgiving.
Now, Mr. Weatherman, can students still expect if they want to order your limo service for prom night? Have you kind of fixed all the problems with that?
Well, we're all kind of wondering about that right now. I think we're all
because you
wondering.
cannot drive.
It is illegal for me to drive, but I do have all these limos, so I'm just I don't know what to do because it feels like if I pass this off to someone else, the job just won't get done right. But I know that if I take it myself, it won't either. So I'm in a tough spot because, I'm pretty precious about my vehicles.
Yeah. Well, I think you're putting a lot of hard work into learning how to drive.
Thank you.
And I think this is going to be your big moment when you deliver a bunch of students to prom safely.
Safely.
The sheriff will have no choice but than to reinstate your driver's license right then and there on
That's
prom
right.
night.
You have to prove that you're a good driver to get your driver's license
Yeah, well,
back
I've
when
been-
it's revoked.
I've been working my way up. You know what I mean? I started with the Miata, a nice short car, whipping
And
around those corners.
Miata,
crash-
you oughta.
Ah, there's
All
some
right,
of that.
Miss
Yeah,
Splooge.
okay. Very
If
good.
you want to hear more of the comedy stylings of Miss Splooge, filthy librarian, go down to the library, see what she's up to down there, and maybe even check out a book.
Well,
Are you going to show up to your own roast that he's hosting at the Chris White Strips Auditorium?
Some of the best roasts are the the celebrity getting back at him.
Well,
That's true.
you know, I think the whole thing kind of blew out of proportion that he roasted me at a halftime show, and now Comedy Central booked him to do a roast of me at the Crest White Strips Auditorium.
Oh, my
but
gosh.
I think if we can get ISIS on the dais and maybe roast them a little bit and they'll give us some good on the war, then I'll sacrifice myself.
Is Ross confirmed? Is Jeff Ross confirmed?
Jeff Ross is not confirmed. I think he's.
Did you email
he's
him?
roasting some of the 9/11 first responders. So,
oh boy. Well,
which to me, I think that's disgusting. I think he's gone too far. First prisoners,
Woo!
then cops, now first responders.
I need a bath.
yeah, guys, look, on that note, I know that's a dark note to get out of here on, but it's just about time for us to wrap up another episode of the Teacher's Lounge today. Thank you all so much for listening, and we will be back again next week with more issues and concerns that are relevant to y'all, the students and faculty and community members of the Hamilton High School area.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Read books.
Signing off.
Keep it floppy.
Okay, that ain't going to be the catchphrase
No, I thought
either,
it was
Todd.
flippy.
Pass